Yes, sir. So, anyways, for love of boxing, this is Rob, Mr. LP, representing like I always do, my boy, my partner in crime, my BFF, Mr. Guapo Thomas.
Hey man,
What's up, dog?
Hey man, Guapo Damas doing this thing. I went on a journey. Y'all will see later on, man, because on the live broadcast right now, we're doing it straight to the interview with Miguel. When we actually put out the podcast, you'll see I have like about another 2 minutes. That's an introduction to this that kind of shows everybody at home all the traveling I had to do to get here today. But we are here today, and we are enjoying it, man. And I'm blessed to be able to have Miguel in here, man. Hey, champ, thank you for coming out here and doing this for us, man. Hey, man, how's it been going, bro? Tell us a little bit of how it's been going right now recently.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for having me. And it's been going good, bro. I'm actually getting ready for a fight August 30th in Chicago.
Oh shit.
Nice.
August 30th in Chicago,
That's
man.
right around the corner.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Things start getting serious July 14th.
Are you already in training camp?
Hell yeah. Yep.
Okay.
But we're going to pick up the pace July 14th.
Okay.
Hey, listen, most definitely. Can you give us a little bit more details about the fight?
Roughly 6 weeks.
You said it's in Chicago, but where is it? What's the venue? Do you know who your opponent's gonna be, man? Give us a little bit more details on that.
Man, I don't even know. I just know the homie last name is Flores, Chicago, Illinois. I don't know the venue. I don't know. I haven't really got into it too much. I kind of really stay away from that just because I'm just focused on me. You know what I mean? Just doing my
100%.
thing, training.
100%. So I do see. So your last bout, there was about what? About 6 months ago or so, 8 months. September, right?
Yes,
September of last year.
Yep.
All right. So I know you got a handful of fights under your belt already, and you've been pretty active. Like once you started rolling, you just trying to get the ball rolling on that professional career, huh?
Yeah. I am. I'm trying to be more active than I am right now, though, for sure. So,
Miguel, tell me, man. Tell me, actually, what is your record right now, bro? What is your professional fighting record, man? How do you feel you're progressing within your career of boxing, within what your record dictates, man?
So I got 4 pro fights. I'm 2-2 right now. I just recently had 2 losses, bro. 2 losses. My first loss, I had a 2-week. It was a 2-week notice. I fought here at the Footprint Center under De La Hoya's fighter, and then I recently fought in California, bro. I'm happy with my career so far, bro. You know what I mean? Losses don't make me, bro. I learn from my mistakes big time. You know what I mean? So without
respect
these mistakes,
on that.
you feel me? Like you really gotta fall, bro, to really get back up, bro. And then you learn from that.
Something that people don't understand the bravery it takes to go through those ropes and actually put in that work. It's amazing. It is important, and it doesn't matter. Win, lose, or draw, you walk in there, you handle your business, and that's love and respect right there 100%. And I know we got a chance to meet you a couple of times outside of this particular environment.
Yeah.
But I see your passion for the sport. And it isn't just about you even training to compete for yourself. Like you say, you want to be more active. So, from the sounds of it, other things keep you a little occupied. And I do believe you put a lot of time in doing some training for some youngsters here too, right?
Yeah. I'm not really out there like that. You know what I mean? I don't really like to post about that. But yeah, I do show love to people who really want it, who want to train, because at one point in my life, that's all I wanted. And I didn't have that opportunity.
Support.
Yeah, I didn't have that opportunity.
Yeah.
And so like,
man, I would like to say that's really big of you, bro, to be able to then give back in that way, right?
Yeah,
Not being given that opportunity and then being able to give back, man, that's a huge thing for me. Wait, listen. Well, me and you are already cool, right? So I'm already really cool with you as a fighter at this. But hearing that kind of detail just makes me more of a fan of you, man. Real talk, bro. That's a real great way of being. That's a real good thing to keep giving back.
Nah,
don't lose that part
bro.
of you, man, as you progress in your career.
Yes, sir.
And then 100% is a big and important factor even for myself too. Respect to you, man. I wish you the best, and the record where you're sitting at right now, it's just the beginning.
Oh yeah.
And there's so much that can actually grow within that. So much, 100%, so much. And I'll give you this. Although I thought I was a badass in my fighting days, I never turned pro. So you actually got me on that, and respect, homie. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Yes,
no, well, listen, that's real big, right? It's not like you're doing kiddie fights at this point, right? You're doing pro fights, so you're getting paid to go up in there, man.
Yeah.
Record is one thing that dictates it, bro. But having having heart, having that ability, that continue to grind, bro. There's
Yeah.
many fighters that lose
And
fights,
the willingness
man, and they come
continuing to
back.
keep going.
100%,
Absolutely.
bro.
Absolutely.
And you got to be able to show that heart to keep going with it, right?
Yes,
now,
sir.
one thing I'm gonna tell you, bro, when I do see on your page and I see some of the workouts that you're doing, some of the training, that's actually pretty cool. I mean, everybody who's at home right now, you know, you could go and actually check out our page and see what the advertisement was for you coming on here. Man, that's a picture of you, bro.
Yeah, he looks in great
Yeah,
shape
yo,
right there,
dog,
man.
like
My
a
God,
motherfucker,
man. Yes,
dog.
sir.
Props
Yes,
to
sir,
you
man.
for being in that kind of shape,
He's in
dog.
great shape.
Real
Yes,
shit,
sir.
bro. Real
Yes,
shit,
sir.
bro. That goes to speak on the character that you're gonna bring, because you're making sure that you get in that kind of shape, right? I'm telling you, keep going forward, keep keeping yourself in that kind of shape, and be ready when the fights come up, man. Brightness coming up.
Yeah.
Brightness coming up.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
us, for the people who are listening at home, though, tell us what is your fight style that you bring to the table? How do you view yourself as a fighter? You know what I mean?
I like to box, bro. I really do like to box. You know what I mean? I don't really. If I gotta turn it up and fight, you know, I'll dig deep and I'll be that fighter. You feel me? I'll be that warrior. But I do like to consider myself a smart boxer, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Most
All right.
definitely, man.
Well, your two victories, I do know this, which you didn't share, that you did stop both your opponents.
Yes.
So you got some pop,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
But you like yourself more as a boxer, boxer puncher, or just more like you like to be slick with it.
I mean, if I'm slick with it, I'm slick with it. That's why they call me Suavecito.
There it
dog.
is.
You
There,
know
I
what
like
mean? 'Cause
that,
if it
yeah.
happens, it happens.
Hey, listen,
You
and
don't
I was
look for
gonna
nothing.
ask about that, bro.
Yeah,
But that
there we
is
go.
definitely a play in words, bro. For people that speak Spanish out there, if you hear the word "el suavecito," now,
Smooth
so
operator.
listen, because
Yeah.
it doesn't translate properly. So for people at home, when you hear that, right, and they'll ask the people to go on
Soft.
on the
They say,
thing,
yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
what the literal translation is, soft. But that's
Really?
not what the translation is for what the real meaning is for people at home and Latinos. Suavecito is not soft. It means that you're gonna be gently worked by whoever it is that's
Yes,
considered
sir,
a
yeah.
suavecito,
Yeah.
and that's totally a different meaning. So yeah, props to that, man. I was
appreciate
gonna
you
ask
for
other
pointing
nicknames.
that out.
That's what's
yo.
up,
Most
bro.
definitely,
Hell
bro.
yeah. Good
Most
shit.
That's what's up.
definitely.
Hey, so talk to us about you a little bit. I like to know a couple of things. We always dig into these questions with these fighters that always come through, and you being no exception. Who you are, where you from, how old you are, and how and when you got into the sport of boxing. Those are a lot of who, what, where, whens. But you got this, man.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
you
yeah.
got?
I'm gonna have to have you repeat it one more time. But
Listen,
first,
we'll
I'll
start.
off
Where you
with
from, bro?
Where
yeah,
you
for
from?
sure. No, for sure. Old Town Glendale, bro. That's where I was born and raised. That's where my mom had.
Arizona native? Arizona native, huh?
Yep.
There it is right there, everybody.
listen,
Very rare you see something like that. AZ, baby.
Hey, G-Town in the house, man.
Yep.
So yeah, it is what it is there.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're breed these days, man. So I give big shout out to the natives that are around here, because most people, I came from California, I came from Chicago, or whatever the case, man.
Yep.
That's what's up, bro. All right. So what
Hey,
got
but
you
to-
into the sport
hey,
of
but
boxing,
to-
though?
But to be specific, though, I was born in the damn ambulance. You know what I mean? That's part why I came out a little
Ah,
crazy.
look,
and shit, you
that
feel me?
exclusive
Oh, man.
stories. Look.
Couldn't wait
we
to get out, huh?
specialize on this
Yeah.
show.
Couldn't wait to get out.
We specialize on the show on those little nuggets and little stories that you won't get nowhere else. That's a fucking story right
Yeah,
there. Look.
right. That's
Hey,
what's up, man.
hey,
I'm
thank
glad
you
you
for-
actually were healthy and great. Clearly, as again, Guapadamas mentioned to our viewers, if you take a look at the picture, this guy is in phenomenal friggin' shape. You would think like, oh man, preemie or whatever the case would be, baby. Nah, you solid as a rock, man. Respect to you.
Yeah.
You work hard, bro.
So Miguel, tell me, what is your fight weight, man?
126. So I just moved up to 126. I was fighting at 122, but I can't make 122.
Hey,
So
I
is
love
one-
and respect the fact that you're being brutally honest with yourself. A lot of people try to continue to force themselves to stay in a box that they don't belong in, and it becomes like that point where like, oh, well, I found a way where I could do it, and they become weight bullies. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But respect to you, man. Man,
So
respect.
126. What is that? Is that super bantam or is that junior featherweight?
I'm not even sure. Is that featherweight?
Wait, that would be featherweight, right? You're the expert in this
It
scenario.
is. Yes, it is.
Are you sure?
It's what he just mentioned right there. He's not wrong with either one of them.
So it is that weird.
It's like okay, giving you an example, junior welterweight, super welterweight. Like they give they throw the number. It just depends on who you talk to. You're 126. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, exactly. 126. Yeah.
How old were you when you walked into a boxing gym, my man?
Damn. I 11 or 12, bro.
Oh, okay, okay.
I was 11 or 12. I started fighting a lot in the street, and my
Is that what you ended up? Is that what brought you to boxing? That you liked the actual fight part of it, and you were doing fighting on the street, so it was natural, or was there something else that brought you to it again?
I appreciate you for asking me that, cause no, it had nothing to do with me liking to fight in the street or nothing like that. It was I had a hard time growing up. I had my mom and my dad were out of my life during that time when I was 11 or 12.
Oh, okay.
They had to get taken out of my life, so boxing was therapy to me.
Okay.
So when I was fighting in the street, it was because I was just so angry. You know what I mean? I get angry in my room, and I promise to God, like, oh, you know what? Like, if somebody says this about my mom or dad,
Taking
like,
it out on
that's
somebody.
it. Like, that's it. Yeah, for sure. And then even if some fool looks at me crazy, like, it is what it is. It's up from there. You know what I mean? And then I didn't like that. So when my tío came around, it was my first time meeting my tío too, and so he's like, I heard you like to fight. I was like, man, I don't know. You know what I mean? Rude too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I didn't even have to be that rude, you know. But I was like, I don't know. He's like, hey, well, I'm gonna take you to a boxing gym if you like it. Stay. If you don't, then you don't. Shoot, when I got in there, bro,
Found love.
man, not only that, bro, but when I wanted to go home and be mad, I couldn't be mad no more. I didn't have the energy to be mad no more. All my
Stress reliever, right?
All my energy was left in the gym, bro.
Yeah.
And let's get it again. Boom, boom,
And
boom.
that's what boxing does, bro. In a weird way, that's why you find it therapeutic, bro. Because boxing is that therapy.
You're not alone. You know that. You're not alone.
Most definitely.
No,
That's the boxer mentality, bro.
A lot of individuals, male or female at this point, right, that comes from humble beginnings, rough upbringing, anger, or just rough childhood.
Yeah.
They got a lot of bottled up aggression and energy. You know, hey, I get it, man. Especially in schools, they try to put you in some extracurricular programs.
Yeah.
Well, how about you go do some running, do some sprints? How about you play some football? How about you do this and do that? And the problem is, once upon a time, way before my time, schools actually offered boxing as classes that you can actually, compete in.
Back then?
Yeah, 100%. Way before my time, but I do know it existed, But
Listen,
but the thing
not
is
so
now,
much before my time, man. I'll be real with this. I went to Osborne Middle School. It's not too far down the street here, man. So we're talking about 15th Avenue in Camelback.
Mm-hmm.
That's the middle school I went to, right? When I was in middle school, I do remember there was quarrels within kids. They wanted to throw down at lunchtime or whatever, and they knew something was about to pop and you were gonna fight. The boxing gym teacher would go pull us, and he had 16-ounce gloves. And he'd pull you with 16-ounce gloves into the gym.
Those are huge, man.
Yeah. I mean, listen. They
don't want you to get hurt.
So you're not gonna get hurt.
Yeah, they don't want you to get hurt.
But listen, 16-ounce gloves are
get the
good.
energy out though.
But no, it definitely still small enough to where you can still land a couple and let the other person feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was a thing. And I went to school down here in middle school in the 90s. So it wasn't that long ago. You know what I mean? That I could definitely say they were allowing some of that in the schools.
Right.
Yeah.
Touche. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know what the spectrum was going because you're right. I could piggyback off of that too. I do know that Michigan State, they actually had a program where they brought individuals like David Reed, who was an actual Olympic gold medalist. I believe Jermaine Taylor, and a couple of other cats. I actually was supposed to attend that school, but I was too much of a coward to leave the nest. I was too scared to leave. Seriously, I didn't want to leave home.
Yeah,
I regret it. It's just, decisions I made in my past. I kind of regret what I could have, should have, what is it. But you know what, though? I had to learn in the long way as I got, matured in age that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And the whole point of you doing your thing right now, everything does happen for a reason. You had that aggression, you had that anger, and now I got a chance to actually hang out with you outside of a boxing venues on a low key chill mode level, and although
professional.
although I can see 100%. Although I can see the aggression that's still there, anyone can see the same with me. I'll get accused of that as well, but it's tamed, right?
Hell yeah.
It's tamed. You got to the point of like, I know I'm ready to get down like James Brown anytime if somebody wants to get crazy, but I'm not even here for that. We're having a good old time. Woohoo! We're being all loud and wild and enjoying ourselves, walking the streets, enjoying downtown Phoenix, for example. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good old times. But knowing that you have the background of the angry person, like you mentioned, I'm not trying to pry that open, but it could be a touchy subject. You know, you didn't have your parents available with you during that time. Any child during that age is gonna be very, very dark. You know, very, very, very difficult, very frustrating. A lot of anger, a lot of buildup. So again, when you're in school, you're probably constantly getting suspended, constantly getting into detention, and this and that. So your Theo, you said, right?
Yeah.
Was the one that kind of like, hey man, let's try this out. And it's an escape route for anybody that's going through some difficult times to release some of that stress and pressure, whether they actually want to go pro or not, right? Or compete. Just banging that bag, you know what I'm saying? Having a couple of rounds with mitts with the trainer, you know? Yeah. Just jump roping, just
sparring.
Beating up on someone else for a little bit.
Listen, that's 100% where it's at, right? Everybody that doesn't experience the boxing game on that level doesn't realize that getting hit when you go into sparring, man, that like wakes you up and you crave that after a while. You like that physical contact. Yeah. You want the other person to give you a couple so you can return them back too, bro. Yeah, it's a weird thing. Boxing's a weird thing. And when you go in there and you delve into it on that level, man, it becomes so personal that it becomes your outlet. So he's right. Anytime you're then feeling that rage, hey, guess what? Boxing's going to give you that outlet to be able to express it. And you're being able to express it by kicking the shit out of people. Like, how much more beautiful a fucking thing can that be?
Exactly.
You know? Hey, listen. Tell me something else. Growing up, who was somebody you was a fan of in the boxing game?
You know what? Damn, Roy Jones Jr.
There's my man. Listen. For me, I hold Roy on a very high pedestal.
Yes, sir.
For that dude, he does not hold him on such a high pedestal. How he can't hold him on there, I don't know.
But go ahead, tell me.
Though. What about Roy? Was it that was so cool for you?
Hey, just hearing him
so dominant during his time,
dude. Yes, and then with that remix they made with all his highlights, bro. With that song that
y'all must have forgot.
Yup.
Y'all must have forgot
for real. And
know,
the
very
way he
just song for me.
Yeah, the way he just fought, bro, and with style, dog, and like.
He definitely was an eye-catching, dazzling fighter because of his speed and reflexes. I'll give him respect where it's due, and I think he's a stand-up guy. I've actually had the honor to actually stand shoulder to shoulder with that guy on a couple of occasions, and I definitely would say this.
I'm so jealous.
I'm not going to disrespect.
Me too.
Respect to Superman. I'm not going to disrespect because he definitely is an all-time great. My opinion, regardless of where he sits in that, is irrelevant, but he most definitely is an all-time great. All I know is this. In one particular story I actually just shared about 2-3 weeks ago on one of my social media freaking pages, ran into him. We were in Vegas, and he was very cordial and polite, despite the fact that we were ball busting about his music career, not about his not about his boxing.
Yeah.
Hey, I may be freaking a fool, but I ain't that much of a fool. You feel me?
Yeah.
But it was some ball busting about his music career, but he was kind of like, ha, whatevs. But still was very kind to sit around, take some pictures with us and chill and stand. It was awesome. And the fact that knowing how the conversation transpired and the fact that Roy Jones, who he is, wasn't even like, man, get out of my face. He was very nice. And because of that incident, I got nothing but respect for that cat. 100%. And now I know he also does promotions and stuff too now. You know, he does like local fight cards and stuff. Yeah. You know, so respect him. I mean, he's still in the game. He's still staying busy and stuff. And hey, who knows, man? He might come back here in Arizona and get a fight card. I'm sure he'll be looking for some type of some fighters that want, of course, get on one of his. But
people from AZ.
Hey, crash the party though. You know what I'm saying? Come through and crash that party.
For a man who claims he don't like Roy Jones, he sure is giving.
I respect him, man. I respect him.
Listen,
I respect him.
For somebody like me though, look, Roy Jones was supernatural for me when I was watching him fight, bro. His speed, the fact that he was willing, it was unorthodox, don't get me wrong, because a lot of people will point out, well, he wasn't as polished as some of the other boxers. I get it, but he fucking used to throw 150 punches a fucking round. We were in Vegas. The story for me is we were in Vegas, right? We were at the Hall of Fame, and in walks Murky Sosa. I'm sitting there looking at Murky Sosa, and I'm like, man, this is one of the toughest dudes ever. And Murky Sosa and me get to talking, and Murky Sosa's really cool, speaks in Spanish. I do speak in Spanish too, so a little bit more of a connection. And he actually, I asked, man, what was it like to fight Roy? And he told me he threw 60 punches at me, and I was not able to throw one back because of how overwhelmed he was throwing the punches at me. Now, Murky Sosa,
a fellow great, former world champion.
Sosa,
giving respect to another great.
Second fight for me, though, growing up, James Toney was a killer. James Toney was called Lights Out because he made fools go lights out. Roy Jones put it on him and embarrassed the shit out of James Toney in that fight.
Hey, you're doing too much.
Tell me
Time out on
I'm
that.
wrong. Tell
Time
me
out
I'm
on
wrong
that.
in
So
that.
just for the record, Lights Out Tony is one of my top 5 personal favorites.
Ooh,
That fight,
knew that.
that fight made me feel some type of way, and maybe low key, I feel some type of way about Roy Jones because of that. All right, but James Toney to this day for me is still an all-time great. Far more excited for me. But anyways, though, how about current? You talked about who got you in there, but who's your favorite fighter today, man? Who do you get excited when you hear that you got a fight day coming with a particular fighter?
Guapo Damas? That's what he said?
So,
yeah.
so what? All right, I'm gonna answer that right now, but I first gotta say this. So, Roy Jones Jr. got me more into it, made me want to pursue it more, and then boom, Manny Pacquiao, my favorite fighter, until I met Floyd. Once I met Floyd, though, I was just like, damn, you know what? That's it. He set the
Icons
bar.
of the game,
He set the
bro.
bar for me, and then
Icons of the game, bro.
Yep.
Complete icons of the game.
Mhm.
All the fighters that you're speaking about are
They're
so
all
legendary
all-time
and all
greats.
goats
Yes,
in their
sir.
own way, man.
Yep.
Hats off to all three.
yeah. And the only reason why I stuck out with Floyd more is just because I like the way he boxes, the way he's smart. You know what I mean? And so my current fighter though right now, a lot of motherfuckers are gonna hate and shit. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. But excuse my language. I'm sorry.
No, don't. You can do that.
You kind of heard me already, bro. I'm kind of, I tend to have a little bit of a potty mouth myself.
But go ahead though.
Nah, this is just for me though. I don't want to. I just
Who
don't want
it
to
is?
present myself like that. But Shakur Stevenson, bro.
Hey, Shakur.
That's what it is.
Okay, so you did
Listen,
mention.
he wasn't lying when he said he likes the slickness in the
he
fight.
did mention you like the boxing aspect of the game and stuff, right? And you like yourself smooth, your Suavecito and stuff. So you like the moving and okay.
Yeah, bro.
Shakur got skills.
Look,
Yes,
makes
he does.
100% sense with what you've been sharing with us, right? Miguel, thank you so much for coming down here. Now, let me give you the opportunity, man. You got the world listening, bro. What do they need to know about Miguel Ceballos? What do they need to know about El Suavecito? What do they need to know about how your training has gone and what's coming up here in this fight? Share all those details, man. You got the world listening.
You got the floor,
Thank
my
you
man.
for coming down here, my man.
Well, you know what? I want to give shout out to Linnell, my strength and conditioning coach, and Lonnie, my sparring partner, Jahan. I would like for you guys to tune in to my fight August 30th in Chicago. And I would like to let you guys know, bro, that I'm training hard. Like to all my familia out there, everybody from G-Town, and shout out to one of my sisters who passed away, Luz. You know what I mean?
Lost, man.
At this fight, I'm gonna dedicate this win for her, bro.
There you
Straight
go.
up. There's a lot of
Heck yeah.
love in this training camp right now due to Luz. You know what I mean?
Hey,
So.
listen, rest in paradise, Luce. Straight up, extra motivation for this man to do it. So most definitely, yes,
Tell the
thank you
fans
for
how they
even
can get a
sharing
hold of
that,
you, my man. So in case anybody wants to try, so they can follow you.
You know what? Follow me on Instagram, Miguel Ceballos, El Suavecito. And then that's where I got all my content right there. I try to post as much as I can. And then big shout out to Chewy. You know what I mean? Ahead of time services. You know what I mean? Flagpole. You know what I mean? Just all my sponsors, bro. Like EMC, and so they show me a lot of love, bro. You feel me? They're behind me.
That's what's up, man.
I respect that.
I
And shout out to you guys too. Shout out to you guys too, man.
Heck yeah.
Straight up.
Hey,
Listen.
one more question before you actually do head out of here, man. You know Pac-Man is actually fighting, right? What are your thoughts about him coming out of retirement after he just got inducted into the Hall of Fame
Hey, you know what?
to go for the title?
Hey.
Mario Barrios.
There you go. I think he's gonna beat that fool, dog. I really do.
Listen,
I really
a lot
do.
of people think he's not. I actually think, man, that he is gonna beat Barrios.
He's a legend.
Because of experience, though.
Experience
You feel me?
level, man, is
Like-
through the roof, right? And older fighters who come back at that stage in the game, they know how to think in there, bro. And if I was to be perfectly honest, to me, Barrios hasn't been very impressive. Having said that,
Yes.
it's funny you said that and brought him up, because to me, I'm glad that Manny's fighting because I'm a fan. I want to see him fight again, right? But that's a selfish level. But he's ducking Abel Ramos in that fight, bro. I'm just gonna say it.
Casagrande,
Big
homeboy.
shout out to Casagrande and Abel Ramos, but
Hell
man,
yeah.
Barrios is ducking Abel Ramos. He's scared and don't want to give an Arizona great that chance to get at the belt. Because for me, Guapo Damas will tell you, Abel Ramos already beat him in that first fight. But that's not here nor there. We talk about Manny though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It should be an interesting fight though. He's gonna turn back the clocks, man. For me, I'm.
If
such
he
a
does
fan of Manny,
win,
bro.
he should just retire. Just there's
I
no
mean,
point of hanging on
how
to it.
can-
Just
it's a walk-off moment. If he wins, he walks out with a world title. what is he, 43, 44? Something like that. It's a walk-off moment.
Yeah,
now, I
for
will
sure,
say,
for
if
sure.
he is showing signs of slowing down, it's probably time then, and I'll call it a day.
I mean, it'll be
You know,
some.
but
It'll,
we'll
be,
see.
it'll be nothing different, you know, similar regarding Phoenix, Arizona's all-time great, Michael Carbajal, where
Yeah.
his last
Yeah, I got
fight
the
he
chance to
took on. He
spar him,
took on. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
when
dope.
I was young, bro.
That's
that
what's
fool,
up.
He was bad.
Hey, that's the homie right there. I got nothing but love and respect for him. But he can't. He was on pause and stuff with his career, not necessarily retired, but came out and fought one last go around and fought the champ. What's his name? Jorge Paez, and he took the title, and he retired right off that.
Damn.
Didn't defend it, just called it, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, saying if Pac-Man wants to do something as such,
Leave with a W.
That's
man,
it, bro,
just-
and that's how
just
you
roll.
walk away. Miguel, I want to once again, like I said, man, I want to thank you for coming down here, bro. Oh man, giving us this experience and giving everybody at home a little chance to get to know you, bro, and know a little bit more about you. Now we know the information on your upcoming fight. I hope you can come back after the fight, man, and share what the experience was when you go up there, bro. And thank you so much for coming down here, bro. And thank you always so much for your support also on the music tip, bro. I do see you on there also showing support for us on the music tip. So I want to thank you on that. And I'm going to follow that up as we close out, man. Look, for people at home.
Oh, no
next show, bro.
way.
So
Yeah,
straight up, bro.
That's what's up,
we'll
bro.
see you
See
there,
you out
man.
there, bro.
We'll see you there at the show, my guy. Hey, we appreciate your time, bro. Success and nothing less, man. I wish you the best, bro. You know what it is. Thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate that.
Cannot wait to hear about that victory, August
Yep.
the 30th.
We're going to go out with a W, you know what I
There
mean?
it is,
There
man.
it is.
Representing
Look,
that
look,
AZ.
I saw that in the house.
Yeah.
Most
Yes, sir.
definitely,
4
man.
Level Boxing, baby. You know what it is.
Exclusively, and we out.
Later.
All right, let's go get pictures.
Hell yeah, that shit was nice, bro.
See?